Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is Sarel van Grenen, aka Mr. VG, and we are into our last video in this series about grade 8 equations, looking at exam practice. So what I would love you to do is go and try these sums yourself and see that you can do them right. And as I'm thinking about that, doing them correctly is the better English than doing them right. But let's see how I attempted this sum. If I look at this first one, 2x minus 6 equal to 6. That is a very simple and straightforward sum. And I can kind of say, well, let's just isolate x. So I'm going to add 6 on both sides. So 2x must be 12. So x must be 6, because I'm dividing by 2 straight through. Simple, straightforward. Let's look at the second one. 3 times by x minus 1 is equal to 7 minus x. How would I do this? Well, it's got brackets in them. So first of all, I would get rid of my brackets by multiplying the 3 into the brackets. What is my goal now? Let's isolate x. So I'm going to add 3 on both sides, and I'm also going to add x on both sides. I'm choosing to get all my x's on the left-hand side. So the 3's are going to cancel out on the left, and the x's are going to go away on the right. So on the left, I've got 4x, and on the right, I've got 10. So dividing by 4 on both sides gives me x as being 5 over 2. Very simple and straightforward. When I look at this now, ladies and gentlemen, the next sum is a bit more tricky. So if I've got x minus 2 over 4 plus x equal to 2, it's got fractions in them. So I'm going to think about an LCD of 4. On the left-hand side, I'm going to multiply that x by 4. On the right-hand side, I'm going to multiply the 2 by 4. So on the left-hand side, I've got x minus 2 plus 4x over 4. On the right-hand side, I've got 8 over 4. Remember, at this moment, once I've put on the LCD, I can times by the LCD left and right, and therefore they cancel out, leaving me with 5x minus 2 equal to 8. What is my next goal? I'm going to isolate x. I'm going to add 2 on both sides, leaving me with 5x equal to 10, and x is then equal to 2. When I look at this next sum about Chloe and Sandile, this is a kind of sum that I love to ask my students, because I give them an attempt or 2 attempts, and then it's looking for the mistakes. So what would I do in a sum like this? How do I approach it? Well, for me, I would just multiply out that those brackets in the original sum. If I multiply the 2x in, or the 2 into that first bracket, and the negative 3 into the bracket, I'm going to sit with 2x minus 2 and negative 3x minus 6 equal to 2. Let's quickly look how this compares to what Chloe and Sandile did. For Chloe, there's a mistake. That negative 1 should have been negative 2. Okay? Oh, she made another mistake. The plus 2 should have been minus 6. Oh my hat, she made a lot of mistakes. If I now follow her attempt through, you see I made a bunch of right marks there, because what she then did further was right. Is the negative 1 she transposed and it became plus 1. Then plus 2 she transposed and became negative 2. You guys know how I feel about transposition. It doesn't actually work. Okay? But it's the quick way of doing it. If I look on the right-hand side, Sandile, in that step, it's wrong because that negative 2 should have actually been a plus 2 if we go on the right-hand side. Remember, we're trying to isolate it. And that plus 6 should have been a negative 6. So there's another mistake. So she made like 3 mistakes there. But the rest is actually fine. Okay? Now let's have a look at the actual questions. Both of them made mistakes in their solutions. Confirm this by checking the answers to both and show only where they made the mistakes. So let's look at the first part of the question. Chloe got x to be negative 1. So let's check whether if we substitute into the left-hand side, replacing x with negative 1, we get negative 4 plus 3, which gives me negative 1. But what does that right-hand side equal to? That right-hand side is 2. So the left-hand side is not the same as right-hand side. And have we indicated by where she made the mistakes? Yes, she made 2 of them. The negative 1 and the positive 2. Now let's go over to Sandile. By substituting into the left-hand side, I'm going to get that. Putting it in my calculator, I get negative 14 plus 12, and that is negative 2, which is also not the same as the right-hand side. Oh my hat. So let's quickly now look at actually solving that sum as they're asking me in B. Just for interest's sake, did we circle where she made mistakes? Yes, we did. So now we can go to B. I was a bit quick on the trigger there. What would I do to solve that? Well, it's got brackets in them, so I would distribute that 2 in and the negative 3 in, and then isolate x. So I'm going to add 2 on both sides and add 6 on both sides, and this gives me, on the right-hand side I've got 10, and on the left-hand side I've got negative x. So therefore x is going to be negative 10. And there, ladies and gents, you've got the solution. I hope you enjoyed this video and that you are going to be ready for the exams coming up. So this is Mr. VG signing out. Have a beautiful and amazing rest of your day. Keep well. Cheers.